Hi and welcome to another video from me, Christopher, at DBG. So this video is just showing you one of my armies that I am currently listing on eBay, but I've had it for years. Only got it painted about 3 years ago, but I've still got loads of the figures. It's my Tyranids. All in all, I've played a couple of games when I've actually used all my Tyranids. It's about 18,000 points, but this is not 18,000 points. This is just one colour scheme. I really like, and I'll show it off in a minute. But I just want to know from you guys: have you ever just truly fallen out of love with some of your armies and then list? I've asked some of the guys on our group, and they say yes. Nick Beer, he says he never sold any model, which I'm really impressed with actually. I constantly list things. James is the same. We buy things, we hoard things, wait for it to come do something with it, and never get round to it. I'm still working through sprues upon sprues for when I worked at Games Workshop. And when we worked at Games Workshop, I had the luxury of when we bought stuff on weight, and it was an exceptionally good discount. And then I worked for them when it was 50% discount, and equally it was very, very good times. I was at a point where when I worked at Winchester store that they were taking away the discount and telling us we had a set number of days, it was a month, before it kicks into the 50%. So as a store and all the staff, we had a competition who could get the biggest box each week in delivery. I won two boxes, or two. There was more than one, so 5 boxes in one order, and these were big boxes. They would make gaming board boxes look small. They were absolutely huge, and I got 5 of them in one order of just metal upon metal, assault marine legs, because I used the beaky from that went into my snow beaky army that I showed off not that long ago in my first video. And I ordered everything. I think at one stage I had 300 rhinos that all made its way on eBay at some point, and some of them are used, and I've got quite a lot of rhinos still. So yeah, that was back in the glory days of stuff discount for Games Workshop. It's still great now. It was just ridiculous back then, but you could convert everything. You could just order an arm and a head, a sprue just specifically for that arm because it cost like pennies. So it was lovely back then, and but there wasn't the companies that you have now to be able to highlight more conversions. So I think now you've got so much more variety that you don't need that, and it was only accessible for staff anyway. I mean, you got bits. Companies out there if you really do want to spend the money, and there is a lot of eBay sellers that just sell the bits anyway if you do want to convert, but there is so many other little things like the mag drums that I've got listing on a video this Friday coming out, which is about fake resin. At the end you'll see my mag drums from Anvil. I'm not saying that Anvil's fake resin, but I ordered something from a supposedly wholesaler. I don't want to give too much away, but check out the video on Friday, and it will make sense what I'm on about. But let's get on a bit sidetracked. So let's get back on the video of this. So this is really just showing off my Tyranid army before, or if it finds a good home when the sale eventually ends. So as you can see, it's quite a horde-based army. I have loads of mixtures of different units in here. So I'll start off with my HQ, which is the classic of the Hive Tyrant. Really love the Hive Tyrant model. Yeah, is the metal version with 2 scythes. I think both scythes are plastic, so it's got a little bit of light to it, but the metal's still quite heavy. And then a Tyraniid guard as well. Then we have the Broodlord, which tends to always go with squad of 8 gene sealers that can infiltrate. I really like the Broodlord. He is solo. He can do some great things in combat, but equally he supports the rest of the gene sealers as well, which I'll get onto. Another HQ, I tend to do the warrior with the venom cannon as the warrior HQ as well, because there's quite a lot of warriors in this army as well. So it's a nice variety, I think, and it's a nice balanced army as well. It's not completely one-sided, but it has a nice variety in there to be able to play, but also give some thinking as well for your enemy. So first of all, let's get on to the troops. So we've got Gaunts, classic Gaunts, just the flesh bearers, just a nice little smaller unit, but if you wanted to, you could break it down into two. Then we have the Spine Fists. I find these incredibly useful. A nice squad size, but it's the fact of when you do the Spine Fists, if the fact that you're going to pass morale if you've got the synapse, so that means you're going to have to kill all of them, but they can shoot in combat because they count as pistols. Next is the Hormigants. These are a beast. They are fast. You've got to deal with them, otherwise they're going to be in your lines, stopping you shooting. You've got to fall back away from them. Obviously, if you're Ultramarines, then you can take the charge and then fall back and shoot them again. But most other armies don't have that advantage and won't be able to do it. So you have the Hormigants going up first. You can get the charge reins in, and then here comes the Gene Sealers. So I have a nice squad of 10 with scythes with the extra carapace, and another squad of 10 with the carapace but don't have the scythes. So you got a nice little small squad of rippers as well. Not really focusing there. But so you've got all this fast stuff that's coming through, and you have the Gene Sealers supporting. You've got the Broodlords and infiltrating. You've got some warriors that are shooting. You've got Death Spitters. You've got 3. And again, you can do all these as one big squad. Got 3 with the Devourers. And a squad at the back that got the Rending Claws as well. We get to the Carnifex, which has taken a bit of knock on one of the scythes, unfortunately. But I do love the Carnifex. It's a great model. It's got tusks, 2 scythes, loads of combat, loads of hits. It's just a monster walking forward. The fact is, you've got to take all the wounds from it before it actually deteriorates. It's great. And then some artillery, some of the old Bivorb models. It's all metal, and some spawn mines as well, just obviously representing when it shoots. And they're actually really underrated. I would have more in my tournament army because that's just mortal wounds, raining down with everything running forward. So you can see it's quite a nice list. Oh, and I forgot the Xenofrit. I tend to use this guy as a special character because obviously it's just one by itself, but it's quite nice just to add variety in. So you've got a nice little psychic, you've got a nice little combat, you've got a nice little horde. Also, you've got the big hitting stuff, and I feel that that's how Nids play a little bit better. More organic, as the fact you've got the first wave, then the second wave. And then if they've not dealt with that, then you've got the big hitting wave. Yeah, understanding competitive terms. Some people go, maximise and everything. But I really like this list. It's really fun. And it gives a lot of people problems because they got to think about loads of options at the same time. In its own right, every single unit has its purpose. And every single unit can challenge for an objective, can take people off objectives, and do some damage at the same time. So I really hope you like the look of it, and I really hope it finds a good home. thanks very much for watching. So this was me just really showing off the Tyranid army that I've listed on eBay. Um, all my stuff tends to get listed under Gaming Alliance, which is my old eBay account, but we share through our Facebook channel anyway. But just check it out if you're interested. It'll be brilliant. But it'll be interesting to know your comments of your stories through selling on eBay or selling on the trading sites and stuff like that. I've bought stuff on the trading sites, but I've never sold anything on there. It's just a natural worry for me. I like the insurance of PayPal, that I've got some protection as a seller through there. But equally as a buyer as well, on the trading sites, I know it's just you and a person, and it all seems great, but it's just something that just scares me off it. I always check out the trading sites because I like knowing what's going on, and I'm always interested, but never taken that final step. So it'll be interesting to know what you guys have done. Have you taken that plunge for the trading sites? Because there's thousands upon thousands of people use it, so it's got to have some uses. But check this out, but also check out our competition as well. I'll put all the links in the description and below. It's from James, and we're running the free bolt action figures. Read all the comments from the video as well, because we want to make sure that everyone enters the correct way. Our last competition, people didn't quite enter or do everything you needed to do to enter, so we've made this one really simple. All you need to do is like and comment from the original post from our Facebook. All other comments are lovely, and shares and subscriptions and stuff like that are fantastic, but not necessarily what you need to do. So just make sure you do that. If you can share and subscribe, brilliant. It gives us more encouragement to do these giveaways and videos time and time again. Like I said, the more we're getting, it means we're definitely going to be carrying it on. If it drops off at some point, then we're going to try and reevaluate whether it needs to be done. But at the moment, you're showing so much support. It's really positive and really encouraging for us to keep moving forward. So overall, I hope you like the video. I hope you like the Tyranid army. Please follow us and like and comment and share, and be sure to check out the competition as well. It's free, why not? Apart from that, wherever you are in the world, happy hobbying.